I am someone who has spent over a decade building businesses and navigating the world of investments, and I have held a position in the Iraqi dinar since 2011. It's important to clarify right from the start that I am not a licensed financial professional, and nothing I share in this recording should be interpreted as formal financial counsel. Whether you choose to hold this currency or not is entirely your own affair, and I have no personal stake in your decision. This content is designed purely for entertainment and informational discussion, not as a guide for making monetary moves. If you haven't yet joined this community by subscribing, I would encourage you to do so if you wish to receive updates whenever I publish new content surrounding the dinar. Now let's dive into the main theme of this particular episode, which centers on a question that seems to be on everyone's mind. Where exactly does one go to exchange their Iraqi dinar when the long-anticipated shift in its value finally takes place? I honestly cannot overstate just how frequently this inquiry appears in the comment sections of my videos. It feels like every time I post something, a fresh wave of people chime in with their own experiences and frustrations. For instance, I have had numerous individuals tell me that they reached out to their personal banking institutions only to be met with a flat refusal. The response they typically receive is that their bank is not equipped to handle the Iraqi dinar, has no interest in processing it, and will not facilitate any exchange of it. These recurring remarks have prompted me to dedicate this session to clearing up the confusion, because it seems that a significant amount of incorrect information is floating around out there. I also recognize that there is a steady influx of newcomers to this space, people who may have only acquired their first batch of dinar within the past several weeks or months. Many of these individuals are operating with very little background knowledge or foundational understanding about how this all works. Therefore, my goal here is to dispel the myths, strip everything down to its simplest form, and lay out a straightforward explanation of the mechanics at play. Let's start with the current reality. As we speak, the Iraqi dinar holds a value equivalent to roughly 1/10 of a single penny. Given this minuscule worth, it is completely understandable that mainstream financial institutions are not engaging with it. In the world of finance, it falls into the category of what is known as an exotic currency, meaning it is not part of the everyday transactions that banks typically handle. Over time, these banks have fielded countless calls, probably thousands upon thousands of them, from eager dinar holders who are curious about future exchange possibilities. It would not surprise me if these inquiries are a daily occurrence for their customer service teams. But we have to remember that a bank operates as a business focused on the here and now. They are not in the habit of entertaining speculative scenarios or hypothetical futures. When a representative answers the phone, they are trained to deal with present-day realities and concrete transactions, not to engage in wishful thinking about potential overnight wealth. They are not interested in entertaining your dreams of becoming a millionaire through a currency that has yet to appreciate. They are focused on the actual market conditions of today. So if you were to pick up the phone and call any of the major banking giants, be it Chase, Wells Fargo, Citibank or Bank of America, you would receive a uniform answer. They are not involved with the Iraqi dinar in any capacity. Frankly, I do not fault them for this stance. From their perspective, they are responding to the current state of affairs, where the dinar holds essentially no practical purchasing power. It is a burden they would rather not take on, and I can understand why they would be dismissive. However, here is the crucial twist that many seem to overlook. Everything is poised to shift dramatically once the dinar actually attains a significant value. At that point, the tables will turn. Banks are, after all, profit-driven entities. Their primary revenue stream comes from leveraging the deposits they hold to extend loans and earn interest. Therefore, if you suddenly possess dinar worth hundreds of thousands or even millions in equivalent value, every bank will be eager to get their hands on that liquidity. They will want to bring those funds into their system so they can put them to work and generate returns. It is simply basic economic logic. But until that day arrives, we must operate within the boundaries of the current situation. The revaluation has not occurred and we are still waiting for the value to materialize. So I am pleading with you, please cease the incessant calls to your local bank branches. All you are doing is creating unnecessary irritation for the staff and likely inviting a bit of mockery behind your back once you hang up. Some of these representatives have probably been given strict directives from their corporate headquarters to shut down any dinar or dong-related inquiries immediately. They have a prepared script to tell you they want nothing to do with it. But remember, that is a temporary policy that will evaporate the moment the currency gains real-world purchasing power. When that event transpires, you will be the one in demand and the banks will be competing for your business. To put it in another light, consider this analogy. It is comparable to contacting a real estate agent and asking them to spend their valuable time showing you luxury mansions worth several $million, all while admitting that you are not currently in a position to purchase any of them. You are essentially asking them to work on a promise that may or may not come to fruition in the distant future. Naturally, that agent would dismiss you because they cannot operate on speculation. They require clients who are ready and able to close a deal in the present moment, not in some hypothetical tomorrow. This is the same principle that applies to your dinar inquiries. People in the professional world are bound by the facts of today, not by the possibilities of tomorrow. Now let's take a step back and look at the broader geopolitical landscape because it has a direct bearing on this entire situation. As of today, March 3rd, we have just witnessed a highly charged weekend with significant military escalations involving the United States and Iran. Missiles were launched, tensions are at a fever pitch, and the news cycle is absolutely relentless. There are developments emerging from all directions: conflict in Lebanon, strikes near US installations in Iraq, and a general atmosphere of instability. It is almost impossible to keep up with the constant flow of information. In light of all this, I have long maintained a personal belief that a resolution or confrontation with Iran needed to unfold before we could realistically see an Iraqi dinar revaluation. It feels as though we are now closer to that turning point than we have ever been in the past decade. How close are we? To be perfectly candid, I do not have a definitive answer. It could be a matter of days, it could stretch into weeks, it could take months, or it could still be years down the road. I am simply sharing my honest perspective based on what I observe. Yet, I firmly hold to the notion that major transformative events often occur when circumstances appear bleakest. When hope seems faint and the outlook appears grim, that is frequently the moment when the unexpected happens. I believe the revaluation will catch most people off guard, arriving at a time when we have resigned ourselves to waiting even longer. To circle back to my primary message regarding the banks, I want to leave you with this final thought. Please, for your own peace of mind and for the sanity of those customer service representatives, stop calling them. They are not going to give you the answer you want to hear right now. Wait for the actual event to unfold. When it does, you will find that the dynamic has completely reversed. They will be reaching out to you, eager to schedule appointments and facilitate your exchange. Until then, stay patient, stay informed, and keep your focus on the bigger picture. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Take care.